We're back again, Le Mans Ultimate fans, with another update to the game, and this one is big. It's chock full of features and content that you've probably been waiting for since launch day, and we're pleased to bring this to you as a Christmas gift. But first, a rundown of our last update. We delivered a brand new industry-first co-op mode where you share a car with your friends against the AI at a time that suits you. There was also a race weekend save and load system that allowed you to complete a longer race in more than one sitting, presented alongside new season and car select screens. Finally, we delivered the remaining 2024 FIA WEC hypercars alongside the challenging and technical Circuit of the Americas. Since we're on the subject of content, let's start here. Number 1. GT3 Cars. When we launched in February, many of you asked why not release with these rather than the GTE cars. Well, unfortunately, we only knew just before Christmas last year which cars would feature in 2024, and with 9 incredible manufacturers to represent alongside no reference material at the time, it just wasn't possible. Since then, it has been a long and enjoyable labour of love to begin to fill out this grid. The McLaren 720S LMGT3 Evo will be available as a free DLC item to all base game users in early access. Simply add it to your library and away you go. You'll be able to race against any other GT3 car in both online and offline sessions. We worked closely with passionate sim and real-world race driver James Baldwin to get this one right. There will be another free GT3 car coming before the 2024 grid is complete as well. In Pack 3 of the 2024 Season Pass, you'll also get access to the Ferrari 296, the Corvette Z06 and the BMW M4 LMGT3s. Each of these have their own unique characteristics that you can feel whilst driving along with very distinct engine sounds. We've balanced these cars to perform at the same level and will continue to do so as the community drive them in anger for the first time and we receive performance data through race control. My personal favourite is the Ferrari 296, but I'm looking forward to hearing your preferences. One area that we spent a lot of thought on was the anti-lock braking system, or ABS, for cars in this class. We've created a force sensor system which, like their real-life counterparts, samples each wheel at 40 Hz, cutting each brake input independently if it exceeds the slip thresholds on the map you're using. Just like the real system, our ABS system has some response time to deal with and leads to the characteristic rumble you'd expect in real life. There are no fake effects here. Due to the realistic nature of the ABS system, simply stomping on the brakes is never faster than accurate pressure input. The accurate portrayal of what is happening on each tyre, simulating in the game and its translation into force feedback will result in slight differences between cars and even setups and can be used to find lap time. We're confident that this first grouping of GT3 cars will be the very best in sim racing. Due to the countless hours of development, the driver and manufacturer support, we've worked hard to get them right. Number 2. Interlagos. A personal favourite of many of you, myself included, Interlagos is our third DLC track in the 2024 Season Pass and Pack 3. Its distinctive green, white and yellow curbs alongside its undulating hills make for the perfect sports car venue that I have no doubt will feature heavily in your online and offline races. The attention to detail you can always expect from Studio 397 is there, all around the track, including the wonderful Ayrton Senna mural by the pit entrance. As always, our tracks are created from precision laser scans alongside reference material. We believe this will become the definitive version of Interlagos in sim racing, and we can't wait for you to enjoy it. Number 3. Hosted servers. Although we know you've been enjoying the skill-based matchmaking that race control events in daily, weekly and special events offer, sometimes you just want to race with friends or in organised leagues where your race control rank will not be affected. As previously announced, we've been working with our partners at SimGrid to develop racecontrol.gg to allow you to configure your servers on the race control infrastructure with differing costs based on the number of users you want to allow on your server. You will be able to determine whether your server should be in the public list or not. Meanwhile, lobby codes can be used so that you can share just a 5-character code that will both find and enter the password for a user. Simpler to join and share than ever before. For league administrators, we're happy to also announce that users can directly utilise all of the tools on the simgrid.com that allow you to track entries, manage points, change results and much more with the servers directly bootable from their website as well. For everyone else, Simple server tool and racecontrol.gg will fit the bill perfectly. Costs have been kept as low as possible, with prices published in different currencies that you'll be able to see very soon. Number 4. Broadcast overlays and spectate mode. Since you will now be able to enjoy private servers, we're pleased to include spectate mode to the game so that you don't have to join as an active driver. Additionally, we've created a broadcast overlay in the FIA World Endurance Championship style, so you and your league can broadcast to your preferred streaming platform. The broadcast overlay outputs to HTML outside of the game and can be used as a transparent layer in most streaming tools, for example OBS. As an advanced user feature, we will provide a user guide on how to configure and get the most from it. Number 5. Online championships and subscriptions. Our optional subscription, Race Control Pro, is about to go live. We've worked incredibly hard to maximize value whilst keeping prices as low as possible. Players signed up to the service will enjoy enhanced online competitions among other benefits. This will fund the server and administration costs necessary to provide an elevated experience, which will continue to grow. An additional subscription tier will also be made available. Race Control Pro Plus unlocks all Le Mans Ultimate DLC and everything from Studio 397, yes, including R Factor 2, for as long as your subscription is active. Both monthly and annual plans are available, with the latter providing a sizable discount whilst in early access. Online Championships is for players that want more from their online experience, battling for supremacy in the Le Mans Ultimate ranking tables. These races are less frequent than daily races, on particular days of the week, across different time zones with a limited number of entries per week, depending upon the difficulty of the championship. Some of them are one shot only, just like real life, no pressure. You will register for the championship you want to enter and are required to commit to a particular car throughout the season, so make sure you're happy with your choice. There are also additional standings for results that you can see that showcase the players in your selected nation, a driver rank league of closely matched drivers to your skill, your friends, and even the manufacturer league, where you can be the fastest for that particular mark. If you want to be the fastest van wheel driver in the game, go right ahead. We'll also prioritise driver reports in these championships to ensure fair racing. We will be using these championships in future to run competitions, including esports series like Le Mans Virtual Series, and for our partners. Other race control subscription benefits include the ability to register and access practice servers for all daily races in the schedule, so that you can choose to practice and participate only in the races that matter to you. There's more benefits coming in future. Watch this space. We hope you'll agree there's great value in this optional service. To sign up, visit racecontrol.gg or follow one of the in-game links. Additional improvements. We made some significant improvements to loading times in this release, particularly for lower and mid-spec machines. We estimate the improvement to be around 30% or more. Additionally, there are frame rate improvements to be found, such as at race starts due to reduced memory loads. There was a UI hotfix in November that has solved AMD memory leaks, and there are other general performance improvements for most users, and those will be added to this release. In the physics department, apart from the GT3 work already mentioned, we also made some subtle changes to the braking. Locking up is now more realistic and less likely. We also adjusted the tyres to have a small amount of extra grip at higher speeds, with a less aggressive drop-off when only just over the limit. Virtual reality improvements have continued for this release. You'll now be able to launch directly into VR without adding parameters into this official beta release. You'll see we've added key bindings such as resetting your head position and changing world scale so that your experience is overall improved. The UI in VR is now also configurable, and there's a VR version of the HUD. There's still more work to be done, but we're happy many of you are enjoying the immersion offered by VR in Le Mans Ultimate. We have big things planned for VR. What's next? Online driver swaps and team management is our main focus for our next release in Q1 next year. We've laid the groundwork with the previous releases and are excited to bring one of these important pieces of our endurance game puzzle to players. We know many of you favour a touch of personalisation, and custom liveries will also be a feature that we work on heavily next year as part of our subscription benefits. You'll be able to upload a livery, and when you join races, liveries will be shared across the grid. It's expected we will deliver this in the middle of the year, earlier if we can. There is, of course, much more to say here, but for now, we'll let you speculate. This has been a long video, and I'm impressed you made it this far. The December 2024 update is by far our biggest to date, and an important one to bring some much needed features and content to the sim. As always, there's much more I could talk about that I simply don't have time to add into video form, so I hope you'll read the full notes upon release. We're working hard to make the sim your default go-to, with the greatest realism, most incredible online competition and AI offline experience available. Thanks for all your support. See you on track.